Welcome to my channel Old Valuable Coins. Have you ever checked your state $quarter coin? Some of these ordinary looking quarters are worth millions today. Coins like the 1999 Georgia state quarter with minting errors, or the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf mistake, can make you rich overnight. Collectors are paying huge amounts for rare varieties, double die errors, and coins in perfect condition. So before you spend that quarter, take a closer look. It could be hiding a fortune in your pocket. Keep watching for more hidden treasure coins worth millions from the United States. First up, the Georgia quarter features a striking design that immediately draws attention. On the reverse side, you can see a detailed image of a peach, which is the official state fruit of Georgia and a symbol of the state's nickname, the Peach State. Surrounding the peach are live oak sprigs, representing Georgia's official state tree, the live oak. Below it is a banner displaying the state's motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. This design beautifully captures the essence of Georgia's identity. The reverse design was created by T. James Ferrell and became one of the most recognized designs in the 1999 quarter series. Now, turning to the obverse, the Georgia quarter carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This portrait has appeared on the U.S. quarter since 1932, and the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and $quarter surround the image. What makes the 1999 Georgia State Quarter special is that it was one of the first quarters to launch the 50 State Quarters program initiated by the U.S. Mint, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Millions of collectors began saving these quarters right from the start, which makes the early 1999 issues, like Georgia, a key coin for completing a full set. The 1999 Georgia quarter was minted in three main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Philadelphia bear the P mint mark, those from Denver have a D, and the proof coins from San Francisco display an S. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced regular circulation coins made of a copper-nickel clad composition, while the San Francisco mint produced both clad proofs and 90% silver proof versions for collectors. The silver proof Georgia quarters, in particular, are highly sought after for their sharp detail and brilliant mirror-like finish. Now, let's talk about value, the part every collector wants to know. The majority of circulated 1999 Georgia quarters are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, certain versions and mint errors can be worth far more. Uncirculated coins in pristine condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can sell for between $5 and $25, depending on the mint mark. The silver-proof versions from the San Francisco Mint can be worth $10 to $50 or even more, depending on condition and demand. But the real excitement comes from rare error coins that escape the mint with striking mistakes. Some of the most famous 1999 Georgia quarter errors include off-center strikes, double dies, and wrong planchette errors. One of the rarest and most valuable varieties is the experimental Delaware planchette error, in which a few Georgia quarters were accidentally struck on experimental planchets that were meant for the Sacagawea dollar or another test alloy. These rare coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in auctions. Another well-known error is the spitting peach error, where a small die crack appears from the peach stem to the edge of the coin, creating a visual effect that looks like the peach is spitting. While minor versions of this error may sell for a few dollars, strong examples in mint condition can bring in significant premiums from dedicated collectors. Collectors also look for Georgia quarters with strong strikes, full details, and no signs of wear. Coins with attractive toning or unusual colors can also command higher prices because of their unique appearance. Proof coins, especially silver proofs, that have been preserved in original mint packaging or graded by professional services can fetch strong prices in the market. The 1999 Georgia State Quarter represents not only the pride of the state but also the beginning of an incredible chapter in modern American coin collecting. The State Quarters program became one of the most popular series in U.S. mint history, inspiring millions of Americans to start collecting coins. For many people, the Georgia quarter was one of the first coins they pulled out of circulation and saved as part of their new hobby. If you happen to find a 1999 Georgia quarter in your pocket change today, take a closer look. Check the mint mark, the details, and the surface quality. Look for any signs of minting errors or unusual features. Even a small variation can make your coin worth far more than face value. And if you find a silver proof or an experimental planchette version, you might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. The Georgia quarter's legacy goes beyond its face value. It reflects the history and culture of one of America's most important states. From the peach that symbolizes Georgia's agricultural heritage to the live oak branches that stand for strength and endurance, every element of the design tells a story. This coin connects everyday Americans with their nation's rich history, and it continues to attract interest from new generations of collectors. Collectors often seek out the complete 1999 set, which includes Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. Since Georgia is the fourth coin in that year's series, completing the 1999 collection adds a meaningful piece to any state quarter set. Those who own the full 1999 silver-proof set may have an especially valuable collection, as silver-proof sets often appreciate over time. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. If your 1999 Georgia quarter looks bright, has sharp details, and no signs of circulation wear, it may be worth getting it graded by a professional service. High-grade examples with perfect luster and minimal marks are always in demand. Some Mint State Georgia quarters have sold for over $100 when certified at the highest grades. As time goes on, coins like the Georgia State quarter will only become more desirable. Many collectors are now looking back at the first years of the state quarter program as historically important, which means early issues like Georgia will continue to rise in interest and possibly in value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting out, the Georgia quarter is a must-have in any collection of modern U.S. coins. Next up, the Florida State quarter design captures the essence of the state's history and geography. On the reverse side, it features a Spanish galleon sailing near a space shuttle heading into orbit, with a sabal palm tree to the right. This design symbolizes Florida's past and future. The galleon represents the arrival of explorers like Ponce de Leon, who is credited with discovering Florida in 1513, while the space shuttle symbolizes the state's modern role in space exploration from Cape Canaveral. The palm tree adds a touch of Florida's natural beauty, representing its tropical climate and coastlines. Above, the word Florida is proudly inscribed, with 1845 marking the year Florida became the 27th state of the Union. Below, the words Gateway to Discovery capture the spirit of exploration and adventure that defines Florida's story. When talking about mint marks, the Florida quarter was produced at 3 different locations: Philadelphia with the P mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark for the proof versions. The Philadelphia and Denver quarters were struck for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced both clad and silver proof coins for collectors. The 2004 S Silver Proof is especially popular among numismatists for its mirror-like finish and 90% silver content. In terms of mintage, over 241 million quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and around 241 million were struck at the Denver Mint. The San Francisco Mint produced over 3 million proof coins, making the Florida quarter widely available, yet certain error varieties and special conditions make some pieces extremely valuable. Now, let's talk about the most valuable and rare Florida quarter coins that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. One of the most sought-after versions is the 2004 D Florida quarter with major minting errors, such as double die obverse or reverse, off-center strikes, and missing clad layers. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice slightly misaligned, creating a noticeable doubling of the design elements like letters or numbers. If you find a Florida quarter where the lettering, numbers, or the space shuttle appear doubled or blurry, you may have a valuable variety. Another rare and valuable error is the missing clad layer, which gives the coin a coppery appearance on one or both sides. This happens when one of the nickel layers that cover the copper core is missing during minting. These error quarters can sell from $200 to over $1,000 depending on condition and visibility of the error. Collectors also look for off-center strikes, broad strikes, and die cracks in the Florida quarters. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not perfectly centered in the press, leaving part of the design missing and creating a unique appearance. The more off-center the coin, the higher its potential value, especially if the date is still visible. Uncirculated and high-grade coins also hold significant value. If you have a 2004 P or 2004 D Florida quarter graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading service, it could be worth $100 or more due to its condition and eye appeal. Coins with perfect luster, sharp details, and no scratches are highly prized among collectors. Proof versions, especially the 2004 S Silver Proof in PR70 Deep Cameo, can sell for $50 to $150 depending on market demand. The 2004 Florida quarter also holds sentimental and historical value. It represents Florida's contribution to American history, from the early explorers and Spanish settlers to modern-day innovations like the Kennedy Space Center and NASA's space program. It stands as a symbol of progress, adventure, and natural beauty, embodying the idea of discovery that has shaped not only Florida but the nation itself. Collectors love to add the Florida Quarter to their state quarter albums because of its symbolic design and vibrant history. Even if you find a circulated coin in your change, it's worth keeping, especially if it has a unique tone, color, or striking feature that sets it apart. The coin's design was created by artist T. James Ferrell, who captured Florida's story in a single, powerful image. The combination of the Spanish ship, the space shuttle, and the palm tree perfectly summarizes the theme Gateway to Discovery. It reflects how Florida was once the gateway for European explorers discovering the New World, and today serves as the gateway to outer space. When examining your 2004 Florida Quarter, pay attention to small details. Look closely at the lettering Florida 1845 and Gateway to Discovery under magnification to check for doubling or misprints. Examine the edge to ensure it has the correct reeded pattern and metallic shine. If your coin looks slightly different in color or texture, it might have a unique minting variation. Even though millions of Florida Quarters were produced, collectors are always searching for those few rare pieces that slipped through the mint with errors or unusual features. These coins can appear in pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited collections. Searching for valuable quarters like the 2004 Florida coin is a fun and rewarding hobby that connects you to America's history and art through its currency. The Florida Quarter is part of a legacy that began in 1999 with the 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin series ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Each coin tells a story, and Florida's story is one of discovery, progress, and adventure. Whether you're a beginner collector or an experienced numismatist, adding the 2004 Florida Quarter to your collection brings both educational and investment value. Today, some of the most valuable Florida Quarters sold at auctions include high-grade mint state coins and rare error varieties. For example, an MS-68 graded Florida Quarter sold for over $400, while a major off-center strike error fetched more than $1,000. Proof silver versions in pristine condition also command premium prices among collectors and investors who appreciate the beauty and rarity of perfectly preserved coins. If you want to increase your chances of finding valuable Florida Quarters, check bankrolls, coin jars, and even pocket change. Pay attention to quarters from 2004, especially those with the D mint mark, since most major errors have been found in Denver minted coins. Keep your coins protected in plastic holders or flips to prevent damage and preserve their value over time. The 2004 Florida State Quarter remains one of the most meaningful designs in the entire series, celebrating Florida's role as a gateway to new worlds, from the past explorers to the astronauts of the future. It's more than just a 25-cent coin. It's a piece of art, history, and American heritage. Whether you collect for fun or for profit, the Florida Quarter stands as a reminder of how every coin tells a story worth discovering. Next up, the New York State Quarter was the 11th coin released in the 50 State Quarters series, and it represents the year 1788 when New York became the 11th state to join the Union. Released on January 2, 2001, this coin honors not only New York's history but also its role as a gateway to America. The reverse side of the coin features a beautifully detailed design showing the Statue of Liberty in the foreground with the outline of New York State behind it. A line across the state represents the Erie Canal and the Hudson River, both vital to New York's economic and cultural development. The coin also bears the inscription Gateway to Freedom, symbolizing the state's rich heritage of immigration, diversity, and liberty. On the obverse side, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This same portrait has been featured on U.S. quarters since 1932, but on the New York State Quarter, the details were slightly refined to fit the state quarter's design layout. The inscriptions include United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the denomination quarter dollar. Now let's talk about mint marks and production. The 2001 New York State Quarter was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can find the mint mark just below the phrase In God We Trust on the obverse side. Quarters with the letter P were struck in Philadelphia, those with a D in Denver, and proof versions with an S were produced in San Francisco. The total mintage numbers were impressive: over 655 million from Philadelphia, around 619 million from Denver, and about 3.3 million proof coins from San Francisco. Although billions of these quarters were produced overall, certain versions, especially proof strikes and coins with minting errors, can be worth far more than face value. Let's move to what collectors love most: coin errors and varieties. The 2001 New York State Quarter has several known errors that make it highly collectible. Some coins were struck off-center, while others feature double-die obverse or reverse designs. There are even instances of broad-struck coins and coins with missing clad layers, exposing the copper core. A few examples have been found with die cracks near the Statue of Liberty or the outline of the state, and such errors can make the coin's value jump from a few cents to hundreds of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. If you find one of these unique mint errors, make sure you handle it carefully, as collectors and coin dealers often seek them for premium prices. Uncirculated and proof versions of the 2001 New York quarter can also command significant value. A brilliant uncirculated coin with a strong strike, sharp details, and nowhere might sell for between $1 and $5, while high-grade coins certified in mint state 67 or higher can reach prices from $25 to $100. Proof coins, especially those struck in silver, are more valuable. Silver proofs can sell for between $5 and $30 depending on condition and packaging. Some rare examples graded PR70 Deep Cameo by professional grading services have fetched well over $100. Collectors value the New York State Quarter not only for its beauty and symbolism but also for what it represents: freedom, diversity, and the American spirit. The inclusion of the Statue of Liberty and the phrase "Gateway to Freedom" perfectly embodies the essence of New York as a cultural and historical beacon. The quarter's design was created by artist Alfred Miletsky, who captured the pride and progress of the Empire State in a single coin. The Erie Canal line on the design reminds us of the state's industrial and commercial importance in connecting the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean, symbolizing connection and opportunity. Now, let's explore how to identify the most valuable New York quarters. Start by checking the mint mark first. Proof coins from San Francisco with the S mark, especially the silver proof versions, are generally worth more. Then look for any unusual features, doubling on the inscriptions, extra metal near the Statue of Liberty, or any die cracks along the state outline. Using a magnifying glass can help you spot minor errors that aren't visible to the naked eye. Also, check the coin surface. Coins with mirror-like fields or deep cameo contrast are often from proof sets and are far more desirable. Many collectors also look for the overall condition, known as the coin's grade. Coins are typically graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A coin in mint state 70 means it has no visible flaws under 5x magnification. Such coins are rare and highly valuable. Coins in circulation often show signs of wear, but even those can be interesting if they have errors or unique toning. Natural toning caused by years of oxidation can sometimes add to a coin's appeal and make it stand out to collectors. Let's talk about the current market trends. The New York State Quarter remains popular among both new and seasoned collectors. While most circulated coins are worth face value, special examples continue to increase in value as collectors complete their 50 state quarters collections. Many collectors aim to have all state quarters in uncirculated or proof condition, making well-preserved 2001 New York quarters in high grades increasingly sought after. Auctions occasionally feature high-grade New York quarters that sell for hundreds of dollars, especially if they have mint errors or are part of a special set. Another interesting fact about the New York State Quarter is how it captures a specific time in American history. Released only a few months before the tragic events of September 11, 2001, the coin's image of the Statue of Liberty took on even deeper meaning for the nation. It became a symbol of resilience, unity, and the enduring strength of New York and the United States. Many collectors and historians see the 2001 New York Quarter as a coin that represents hope and freedom during one of America's most challenging times. For those who want to collect or invest in this coin, always look for well-preserved examples, ideally in protective cases or holders. Avoid cleaning coins, as cleaning can damage their surface and reduce their collector value. If you find a coin that appears to be unique or has unusual features, it's best to have it examined by a professional numismatist or coin expert to determine its authenticity and value. While most New York quarters are common, a few exceptional pieces are worth holding onto for future appreciation. So, whether you're a casual coin finder, a serious numismatist, or just curious about U.S. state quarters, the 2001 New York State Quarter remains one of the most fascinating issues in the entire series. Its striking design, symbolic meaning, and potential for rare errors make it a standout piece in American coinage. Every collector should have at least one in their collection, not just for its beauty but for the story it tells about freedom, history, and the enduring power of New York. The South Dakota State Quarter was officially released on November 6, 2006, by the United States Mint as part of the 50 State Quarters program. The obverse, or front side, features the traditional portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This classic image has been used since 1932 and remains one of the most recognized portraits in American coinage. The inscriptions on the front read United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and Quarter Dollar. Beneath Washington's chin, you can also find the mint mark indicating where the coin was produced, either P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. The reverse side of the 2006 South Dakota quarter captures the essence of the state's pride. Designed by John McCanty, the coin features the iconic Mount Rushmore National Memorial, home to the carved faces of 4 U.S. presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Surrounding Mount Rushmore is the majestic ring-necked pheasant, South Dakota's state bird, flying gracefully over heads of wheat, representing the state's rich agricultural heritage. The inscriptions include South Dakota, 1889, which marks the year the state joined the Union, and 2006, the year the coin was minted, along with the phrase E pluribus unum. The combination of Mount Rushmore, the pheasant, and wheat makes this coin a perfect symbol of South Dakota's natural and historical beauty. Every detail on this quarter tells a story, from the precision of the mountain carvings to the intricate lines of the pheasant's feathers. Collectors admire the reverse design for its balance of history and nature, perfectly capturing the state's spirit. Now let's talk about the minting and production details. The 2006 South Dakota quarter was struck in 3 main versions: the Philadelphia mint with the P mark, the Denver mint with the D mark, and the San Francisco mint, which produced both proof and silver proof versions bearing the S mint mark. The Philadelphia mint struck approximately 265 million coins, while the Denver mint produced around 265 million as well. The San Francisco mint made limited proof coins for collectors, both in clad and 90% silver formats, which have mirror-like finishes and sharper details. When it comes to value, most circulated 2006 South Dakota quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents. However, uncirculated examples and proof versions can be worth much more depending on their condition and rarity. Mint state coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading standards often sell for around $1 to $5, while those in exceptionally high grades like MS-68 or MS-69 can reach up to $50 or more. Silver proof versions, especially those in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition, can sell for $20 to $60 or even higher depending on collector demand. One of the most fascinating aspects for collectors is the potential for errors and varieties. Some 2006 South Dakota quarters exhibit rare minting errors that can dramatically increase their value. Look out for double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, especially near the details of Mount Rushmore or the lettering. A coin with a clear die break or striking error can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its uniqueness and eye appeal. Collectors are also drawn to coins with full details on Washington's hair and the pheasant's feathers, which indicate a strong strike. The 2006 South Dakota quarter is also a favorite among those who collect full state quarter sets. Its design represents more than just a state, it represents the legacy of American craftsmanship and the nation's history. Mount Rushmore alone stands as one of the most visited landmarks in the U.S., carved into the granite cliffs of the Black Hills, and featuring presidents who symbolize leadership, expansion, conservation, and unity. The inclusion of the ring-necked pheasant ties nature and agriculture together, as the bird has been part of the state's ecosystem for over a century, symbolizing resilience and prosperity. Collectors and investors often look for coins in their original mint packaging or proof sets. The 2006 U.S. Mint proof set and the silver proof set both contain the South Dakota quarter in pristine condition. These sets remain highly collectible and can be found in both online auctions and coin shows. The silver proof versions, being struck in 90% silver, carry not only numismatic value but also intrinsic silver value, making them appealing to both collectors and bullion investors. To preserve the value of your South Dakota quarter, it's important to handle it carefully. Always hold the coin by its edges and store it in a protective holder or coin capsule. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can reduce its value significantly. For serious collectors, grading your coin through a professional service can help establish its authenticity and market value. Over the years, the South Dakota State Quarter has gained appreciation among collectors not just for its design, but for its place in the larger narrative of the 50 State Quarters program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and was one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history, introducing millions of people to the joy of coin collecting. The South Dakota coin, released near the end of the program, represents a mature stage in the mint's design artistry and technical precision. In today's market, high-quality examples of the 2006 South Dakota quarter remain sought after. Whether you're collecting state quarters as a hobby or investing in rare coins, The South Dakota design stands out for its strong symbolism and craftsmanship. Every detail, from the towering faces of Mount Rushmore to the wings of the pheasant, tells the story of a state built on history, freedom, and hard work. The value of the South Dakota quarter depends on its condition, rarity, and collector demand. Circulated examples may not hold high monetary value, but they still represent a piece of American history that connects millions of people through shared heritage. Uncirculated and proof examples, especially with rare varieties or errors, can command impressive prices among collectors. As coin enthusiasts continue to explore the treasures of U.S. coinage, the South Dakota State Quarter from 2006 remains an inspiring piece. Its design brings together nature, history, and pride, making it not only a collectible but also a reminder of America's cultural and artistic legacy. If you come across one in your pocket change or coin roll hunting, take a closer look. You might be holding a small but significant piece of history, and possibly a valuable find. The 2006 South Dakota State Quarter is more than just a coin. It's a tribute to American craftsmanship, a celebration of the state's heritage, and a shining example of how design and symbolism can turn everyday change into a story worth telling. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey in numismatics, this quarter stands as one of the most meaningful pieces from a United States mint. Its lasting beauty and rich history make it a coin that every collector should appreciate and treasure.